Hey everyone, Andang here for more of Mordor. When we last left off, we were getting ready to hopefully help all these dwarves escape this crazy plotline that they're stuck in. But before we do that, we do have some notes to read. So first of all, we'll get some of these Orders of the Eye that we collected and read through them. Be it known that Zoreth of Lagash is thus expelled from the Order of the Eye for keeping of spies to be used against us. Her continued attempts to wrest the Dwarf King from his prison, and most terribly, for the supreme transgression of dishonoring Sauron the Great. It was the will of Sauron himself that the Dwarf King remain in the dungeons of Barad-dûr, and so he shall until his days are ended. Indeed, the Dwarf King has been most obedient, as of late, but I do not trust his sudden change in demeanor. He and the spies of Zoreth planned some deception. I am certain of it. Those of you within the order who serve her still shall cease at once, or you will share the fate of those we have exposed, and to be cast into the black pits of Mordor. Zoreth is an unfortunate loss to the order, for her skill is the manipulation of spirits served us well. But neither she nor any of her other malformed dwarf servants shall again press into Barad-dûr. By the will of Sauron, her fate is chosen. Keep a close watch on the flaming spire, and let none of her servants come to Barad-dûr. Oh, dang. Lady Abrazafel? Who is that? Who is that? What did it say over here? Oh, Zoreth the traitor. Dang. The secrets of the Black Pits. Adherents of the Eye, long have the Black Pits of the Damned laid beneath Barad-dûr. But as he fell, Sauron rent the very earth of Dor Ammarth sunder, and shaped it into a great abyss. Of this abyss, Lady Abrazafel was granted a vision. It told of a hidden vault deep within the caverns of the Black Pits, where Sauron kept the greatest of his artifacts and his secrets. We of the Order must uncover this vault, and we must learn what Sauron meant us to find. As he promised, Sauron shall again be reborn, and the Abyss of Mordor may hold the key to his return. For the glory of Sauron, High Priest Rabokor. The secrets of the Black Pits. Okay. The will of the Order. By the prophecy of Lady Abrazafel, Sauron shall be reborn by the hands of men. As we bore witness to his downfall, we are now called to serve him once more. It is the Lady's will that his artifacts be gathered to Barad-dûr, that we might prepare for his return. The great rings he once held in Barad-dûr may have come to rest on the shattered plains of Dor Ammarth. They must be reclaimed before the fires of Orodruin consume them. Those who deliver them to Barad-dûr shall be made Gurzyol when at last Sauron returns. High Priestess Kokili. Oh, okay. Okay, that sounds crazy. Let's turn around and finish off this quest with none other than the dwarf leader here.
How have we fallen so far?
King Greytooth lives. 78 years he has been gone, and for 78 years we have known what it is to be slaves. Perhaps those days shall soon be behind us. Mistress Zoreth claimed he was still imprisoned by Sauron after all these years. But one detail in this missive has left me uneasy. You see, my folk have never sent to seek him. I cannot recall a single expedition to rescue him from the Dark Tower. What attempts to free him could this missive speak of?
Oh, dang. That is a question I shall have to ask the mistress, I think. Where her efforts failed, we must now succeed. It is time King Greytooth is freed from Barad-dûr and returns to lead his folk. Oh, I cannot wait for that plotline. That sounds amazing. Oh, I cannot wait to keep this thing going. Alright, let's talk to these other dwarves so we can quickly move this plot along.
May those men rot upon the plains for what they have done. We may serve Mistress Zoreth, but we are not slaves to all the fools of Mordor. A fire burns within us yet. My kin have been given the final honor, and for that, I offer you my thanks.
Oh man, that was such a sad plotline having to bury all those dwarves last episode. I feel for these dwarves, I tell you what, I do. It's really sad. Alright, let's talk to Anvil Stander here.
This is no home for a dwarf.
Yes, yes, these will do the trick. The Dark Lord's steel is a curious creation. It is light yet sturdy, and I have come to believe it cannot be dulled by the passing of time. In the hands of any dwarf, I say it still cannot match the beauty and strength of Mithril. Even so, it has no equal in Mordor. If our king should ever return, he shall bear a weapon worthy of his line. I swear it! I have never given up hope that the king lived, for he spared me Sauron's ire when the Dark Lord took him and the others away.
Others? Took others away?
To have him back again would be my greatest joy. I shall set my smiths to work at once. You have my thanks, Andang.
Alright. That is awesome. I can't wait to see what kind of weapon they come up with there. I always liked in Avatar: The Last Airbender when they had the meteor sword. That was just so cool. And, you know, a Sauron sword from Sauron Metal is pretty close to that. I can't wait to see what the dwarves come up with there. Alright, time to talk to the dwarf leader here and see what is to come.
Long have we toiled. And for what?
You have done well to aid my folk, Andang. As Mistress Zoreth promised, King Greytooth lives yet, but we must still wrest him from the dungeons of the Dark Tower, and that shall be no simple task.
But you're giving me stuff, so that's fine. We'll figure it out, buddy.
Ah, enough of this standing around!
If I am reading these missives correctly, King Greytooth can be found deep in the dungeons of Barad-dûr, deeper still than any of the stout axes that were taken when we were imprisoned. Aye, it seems that Sauron did not want him too close to the others of his kin. As far as I know, only one entrance to Barad-dûr remains, and that is the main gate. It lies across a wide span from the causeway through Dor Amarth, and underneath it, the fires of Orodrin blaze without end. Once you enter the tower, you must seek the dungeons and then travel as far within them as you are able. Only then may you find King Greytooth. Foes lurk around every corner in Barad-dûr, but do not forget that others of my kin may be there to aid you, if you free them. I can offer no more advice than to watch your back, friend, for you must venture into the very heart of evil to find King Greytooth. If you return alongside the king, you shall be revered amongst my folk. But if you find out he's dead, we'll hate you forever. That's basically what they're saying. Within the bones of Barad-dûr, that sounds not promising at all. Alright. I guess we're going inside Barad-dûr, which we have a bunch of other quests to do inside there as well, so let's go and figure this thing out. Before we head into Barad-dûr, I do think we need to head back to this camp here, which is what I have now done. And so we're going to go ahead and talk to this ranger guy who we've just left hanging for multiple episodes now, so let's talk.
Can it be that this land was once much like any other?
I have faced many foes here myself, but still my mind worries at the subject about which we spoke, Andang. Can it be that this land was once much the same as any other, but the coming of Sauron laid waste to it?
There are countless reasons to rejoice that he is gone. But even for one among many, it must approach the top of the list. If he could do this to Mordor, could he not have worked such a change upon Gondor, upon Rohan, or upon Eriador? I deemed that he could. Further, I contend that the transformation of Dormarth to this blasted plane was not accidental. I believe he did it purposefully, with malicious intent. If not for some scheme, then merely for the hateful joy of it. I spoke about this with Coverdale, who dared the passage of Eisenmouth with me. I think it was she who first planted these thoughts in my mind, and now I cannot stop thinking on them. She intended to travel northeast, to Lughash. I warned her to be careful, but she found that mirthful and laughed at my warning. She is a scholar, and a bit odd, but I do hope that she is being careful all the same. Perhaps you can find her, and see how she fares.
Alright, crazy scholar lady, we'll deal with you, I suppose. Okay, let's talk to prisoner guy over here, who's been just tied up waiting to talk to us the whole time. Alright, here we go.
What?
I know not what Krasa Fursa seeks. As I stated, she is a mystery. I do know the hills of Ered Luthri are a place of shadow that no orc will set foot upon. There may be ancient forgotten items there. If Krasa Fursa knew of something in the hills, it is remembered only by her.
Okay. Well, that ended quickly. Alright. Well, I think we will head inside Barad-dûr and take care of these other quests in the next episode, but sadly that is not till next time. Thank you everyone so much for joining. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like it down below, and I will see you again real soon for more of Mordor.